I got a WhatsApp message today, a double WhatsApp message, one from a good friend known to many of us, Erez Hadari, who today lives in Toronto. And then I got the same message from my brother, Rabbi Reuven, who is the Rebbe's emissaries, who runs the Rebbe's office in Paris, the European Rebbe's office in Paris, affectionately known as the Lishka, where they reminded me of something that took place in Calgary 20 years ago. We had dedicated a Sefer Torah to my parents of blessed memory, who at the time was 50 years since their marriage, their 50th anniversary. And we did a Torah then in their honor and dedicated to them. We still have the Sefer Torah, which made me think that this Shabbos we're going to read the Torah in that Sefer Torah. Or the following Shabbos, because it was Parashat Yitro was the first time that we read in that Torah. So what happened on that Shabbos, my brother from Paris came for that celebration. My parents were here. And my brother gave a class Shabbos morning at the Chabad house. And he was teaching a discourse of the Rabbi on the parsha of this week of Vayavo Amalek Vayilochem im Yisrael birfidim. Story that is at the end of the parsha of this week, not one of the famous topics of this week's parsha, which is the Exodus. As soon as the Jews went out of Egypt, they were faced by the sea in front of them, the Egyptians behind them, and the crossing of the sea, the split of the sea, and then they crossed the sea, and then the famous song of Moshe, Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea, and then Shirat Miriam, the song of Miriam with the women, and then there is the Parashat Haman, the story of the manna that came down from heaven to feed them. Beautiful parsha with many, many miracles. At the end of the parsha, there is a story that Amalek, the nation of Amalek, came and had a war with the Jewish people, Birfidim. And our sages tell us that the war was with those who were weak amongst the Jewish people. Moshe calls his devout student, Yehoshua, who later became the leader of the Jewish people who brought them to Israel, to the promised land, and he tells him, B'char lonu anoshim v'tzei hilochem ba'amalek. Tells him, choose for us, lanu in plural, men, people, v'tzei hilochem ba'amalek, and go out, have a war, a fight, go engage in a war against Amalek. In Hebrew, lanu is plural, anoshim, men in plural, v'tzei is in singular. So the Rebbe is asking a question in that discourse. It should have said, B'char lanu anoshim utz'u v'hilochamu be'amalek. Choose for us men in plural, and you in plural as a group go out and have a war. No, the Torah says, choose for us men in plural, many, a number of them, and you go out in singular sentence, individually, and have a fight with Amalek. The Rebbe is asking why this change. And the Rebbe explains, amongst other things, a very gishmake maimer, very good, very very tasty discourse of the Rabbi, where the Rebbe is explaining the following, says that Amalek, when you take the word Amalek and you take the word Safek, it's the same numerical value. Amalek, Ayin is 70, Mem is 40, that's 130, Lamed is 30, that's 160, and Kuf is 100, that's 260. You take the word Safek, which means a doubt, it's the same numerical value, Gematria. So we know in the Torah there is the Gematria method of learning. So the Rebbe explains that the enemy of the Jewish people and of Judaism, who are excited, who are hot, who are warm by the Exodus, by the crossing of the sea, getting ready to the receiving of the Torah and so on, all the good, exciting things. Who is the enemy? The Safek, the doubt, cooling off. Maybe yes, maybe not. Who knows? Are you sure? Maybe we have to do it in a different way. Who says we have to do it this way? Why the excitement? Asher karcha baderech, Amalek comes and cools off just by putting doubt. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe we didn't get it 100% right. Maybe we should return to Egypt. Maybe Moshiach is not coming. Maybe Corona is here to stay. Maybe this coming year and the coming months are going to be a terrible year for the world. All the doubts that are coming to a person's mind, which are cooling off the person from being excited on the go. So Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, B'char lonu anoshim, choose for us people. What is the for us? Lonu, meaning choose people that are devoted to Moshe, people that have the bitul, that have the concept of listening and obedience to Moshe, to the tzaddik of the generation. Anshe Moshe, being from the people of Moshe, the soldiers of Moshe, the Hasidim of the Rebbe. Bechar lonu anoshim. But don't think that the group is going to make it happen without the individual. V'tzei, you individually, everyone individually needs to go out and needs to overcome his and her own Amalek, his and her own doubts, and the cooling off of the excitement. My friends, yes, we're living in challenging times. Yes, we don't know what the tomorrow will bring. Yes, there is a lot of questions. But in no way are we allowed to let this Amalek and this Safek and these Sfekot and these doubts that we have to penetrate and to cool us off from our excitement and our certainty in what we need to do now, here, and today. And what is it that we need to do here and now? We all know. Get up of your own place. Don't be cool. Don't be cold, so to speak. Get up, do something, another mitzvah, one more act of goodness and kindness. Be warm to each other, be warm to yourself, be warm to the environment, and Hashem will do the rest. As Hashem told us also about the crossing of the sea, you do your job and I will do my job. And when Nachshon jumped in, and that's when the sea got split, because he wasn't cold. He didn't have any doubts. So the lesson of the Parsha of this week is don't let doubts be in the way. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.